Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kelsey Derringer, and I am the Professional Development Coordinator for BirdBrain Technologies. So that means that I get to work with teachers and students all over the world to learn about coding and robotics, and to help teachers especially learn how to bring creative robotics into their classrooms, whatever they're teaching, which has something to do with what we're doing today, because we are going to be doing some Shakespeare with creative robotics. But I'm not here alone, as always. We're joined by our director and producer, Matt the Robot. Hey, Matt the Robot. How's it going?
Hey, Kelsey. It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing great. What you up to?
I'm going to be checking the messages that are going to be coming in on Facebook. So if anybody out there in Facebook land has any questions or comments for us in the classroom, feel free to comment.
That's right. We are live on Facebook right now, so that means that anything that you comment on Facebook, we'll see. Matt's keeping an eye on it, and he'll bring it in. So any questions or positivity, if you say, oh my gosh, VJ, I love your code that you did, you can do that. You can give us that kind of positivity. But it's not just me and Matt here. We actually have an entire Zoom classroom full of learners. Do you guys all want to wave hello? Hello, Facebook. Yeah. So these are the people that are going to be helping us do some coding today. We've got two different Robot Shakespeare coding things that we're going to do. But before we do that, I want to introduce one other special guest that we have today. We have Nicole Stroop, all the way, zooming in all the way from Illinois. Do you want to talk a little bit about the organization that you're with, Nicole?
Sure, thank you. We are an entity that works for all the districts in the Lake County area. So I am the ILiyan Innovations Coordinator for Lake County, Illinois, and we help support districts for professional development in a whole bunch of different areas. So we are so excited to be able to partner today with BirdBrain Technologies and bring some coding into Illinois. If you are from Illinois, we're offering PD for today and tomorrow's session, which Kelsey will share with you later. But we're just super excited to be here with you guys and thank them so much for bringing coding to everyone out here. So I hope you enjoy today's session.
I was so glad to meet you when we met, I think in February of last year maybe, and really glad to be partnering together today. So for any teachers who are in the state of Illinois, Nicole and her organization are graciously offering free professional development hours for you. So you would just need to fill out this form, and I'll share it a couple other times throughout the day, but tinyurl.com/D credits, multiple, and you'll just need to fill that out by Friday, and you will get a free professional development credit hour for watching or participating live today or at any time before Friday. That goes for our webinar tomorrow as well. So check that out if you haven't yet. All right, on to Shakespeare. So here is our challenge today, my friends. These are our actors, and I don't know if you've ever been an actor before, but it's like really hard. And they're not very good at it. So these actors here, they're going to be acting out a scene from Romeo and Juliet. So let's go to gallery view really quick. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you have seen or read Romeo and Juliet before. Thumbs up if you've seen it. Thumbs down if you don't know anything about it. Thumbs down. Okay. So does anybody want to tell me, and you can unmute yourself and say, is it like mostly like a happy play? Is it a funny play? Is it a sad play? Like, do things work out? What's the deal? Yeah, Evelette, do you want to tell us just like 30 seconds about Romeo and Juliet? What happens?
It's a tragic play because, well, Romeo dies, Juliet dies because she lost the love of her life, and then there's a big fight between both families, and so it's a really sad play.
It is. It's a super sad play, and things like super don't work out for really anybody, but especially not Romeo or Juliet. So let me tell you who we've got here. This is a really iconic scene from Romeo and Juliet. This is Act 3, Scene 1. And I don't know if you can see the little letters on everybody's chest, but there's 3 characters in this scene, all right? This is Tybalt. Boing, there's Tybalt. Tybalt is Juliet's cousin, and he is with the Capulets, right? And he is mad. He comes into this scene, and he is ready to pick a fight with Romeo. Romeo's right there. It says R on his chest there. So Tybalt comes into this scene ready to fight Romeo, and he calls him a name. He calls him a villain. He's like ready to fight him. And Romeo's like, bro, chill. I can't tell you why, but actually, I love you, okay? The reason why is he married Juliet in secret. He married this guy's cousin in secret. But he can't tell him because, you know, secret, right? Okay, so Tybalt wants to fight Romeo. Romeo's like, nah, man, chill. And this guy with the cool facial hair, that's Mercutio, Romeo's best friend. And when Tybalt starts insulting Romeo, Mercutio is not having it. Okay, so actors, let's just see what y'all got. Let's see where we're starting, and then we'll get our coders to maybe help you out. Okay? Okay. So here we go. We're gonna see what they're working with. We're gonna do this scene for you. Well, the actors are, and so we're gonna start. It starts with Tybalt's line. So here's Tybalt's line. He goes, Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied. Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission! Alia Stoccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And Tybalt says, I am for you. And then they fight. See? The fight. Oh, what a dramatic fight. Guys, I think we can all agree, and I'm not offended. They should be offended, but I think we can all agree. It wasn't great. So, we need y'all to help. So, we're going to share some code with you now. The code that these robots are running right now, we are going to share with you. So we're going to share it with everybody in 3, 2, 1. Share it away. And let me go to, there's nobody to take off of it. Yeah. So we're going to share it with you. Let me go to gallery view really quick. If you're on Microbit Classroom and you just got some code, give me a thumbs up if it says your teacher just shared some code with you. Sweet. Look at this code. Let's see what's happening on here, all right? So we want you guys to fix it and to help us code these robots to be a little bit, I don't know, better. And you get to decide what better means, all right? So I'll kind of zoom in on one piece at a time. So right now, when I press the A button, and that is the A button on a hummingbird, I can zoom way in and show you real good. So they have like this A button and this B button here on top, A and B. When I press the A button on the hummingbird that's on my robot over here, when I press the A button, that makes Tybalt, which is the position servo 1, it makes him go just from 85 degrees to 95 degrees. So it's like a protractor. It's going here to here. So you could mess with those numbers. You could change those numbers to be smaller or bigger or whatever. It's going to wait 200 milliseconds, which is like 0.2 seconds, and it's going to do that 5 times. So let's watch that really quick. All right, here's Tybalt off to the side here. Here's Tybalt. And when I press A, 3, 2, 1, this is what he does. It's like not super impressive, right? So you guys should fix it. Make him move more, or make him move for longer, or make him move slower, or make him move faster, or I don't know, something. Okay? So there's Tybalt. That's when we press the A button. But when we press the B button, if I come over here, this one does Romeo up over here. So the B button controls Romeo. And same thing. It's just going from 85 to 95. Does that 5 times. Everybody's doing the same thing here, right? There's like, the code is all the same for just about everybody. B controls Romeo. When I hit A and B at the same time, that one is Mercutio, so I'll show you A and B at the same time. That one actually, for some reason, is not working very well. I may need to re-download that code, but you guys need to fix it anyway, so I'll let y'all fix that. And then when they fight, where'd that code go? Let me zoom out and find it. Here it is. This one is on shake. So motor 1 is Tybalt, motor 2 is Romeo, motor 3 is Mercutio, and motor 4 is actually this round piece right here. That's what makes them fight. So when I shake the hummingbird, it makes that whole circle move, and it moves all of the robots. So they've all got the same numbers in them. They're all moving at the same difference in angles, the same speed. They're not doing a whole lot. So we want you guys to change it. And we'll give you a little bit of time to do that. I'll scooch it back over here. Is anybody having any troubles? Yes, we will reshare that to IOs. We'll reshare that original code to them. So if anybody's having any trouble with anything, or you need us to reshare the code, let us know. But let me gauge from your faces here really quick. Give me like a facial expression for how you're doing. Concentrating is a valid facial expression. Very good. I see you concentrating, BJ. I see you concentrating, Nick. Very nice. Tyler seems to be having a good time. All right. Tyler's like concentrating but happy about it. Thank you. Sandra gave me a thumbs up emoji. I appreciate that. All right. So you guys are working on some code now and trying to make these actors better. And we actually have some music to go with this, depending on what you guys are going to try and make them do. You could try and make them be really like emotional robots. We've got some emotional music. We've got some like adventurous music. You want to make them really like an action adventure movie sort of situation, or we could also do just silly. We have some very, very just like zany music as well. So you guys will get to decide and tell us what music should we use for your code. Emotional, action-packed, or silly. You guys going to decide? All right. I want to share these professional development credit hours, this information again as well, so that y'all can see that. So again, if you are an educator in Illinois, whether you're watching live on Tuesday, July 7th, 2020, from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern, if you're watching live, you can do this now, and we can see those roll in. Or if you're watching any time between Tuesday and Friday, you can also watch this webinar and fill out the form and still get professional development hours for tuning in. So, looks like we've got a few people that are working on their code. I want to just check in and see what some people's code looks like. So we can do that in Microbit Classroom. So it looked like, looks like Ravenclaw Princess is working real hard. Evelette's working really hard. So let's see what she's doing with her code here. Looks like, ooh, interesting. She's changing some angles. Interesting. She's changing some numbers in there. So instead of 85 and 90, it's now going 105 to 62 degrees. She moved some blocks around. That's looking cool. Keep going. And get
Kelsey,
weirder.
Can we share the code one more time with Gerald?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Gerald, the reason you may not have gotten it is because if you signed in after we already shared it, it would not have been sent to you. So we'll send that to you one more time.
And this is just kind of giving you teachers who are watching and interested in how to use Microbit Classroom a look inside here. I am just sharing the code with one person, with Gerald, because they need it. I don't want to share it with anybody else because it will replace the code of whoever was working with it. So we've also signed in as a student here. Kelsey, the student, is signed in so that students like Gerald and VJ can share their code back with us, and we can download it onto the robot, which we'll do in just a little bit. Let me take a look at, Cheryl says, I still don't see anything. It should say your teacher just shared some code with you, hopefully. So I also, let's see, who else might be working on things? Looks like Addie might be working on something. What might Addie be changing? Karen might be working on something. Aha, I see Karen is changing around some angles in their code. It says 50 and 150 with a little bit longer pause in there. Interesting. What's Lisa working on? I love Microbit Classroom. Ooh. Look at what Lisa added. Interesting. Lisa added some music. What will that sound like, I wonder? We'll find out.
If you had to log out of Microbit Classroom, you may have to log back in and sort of start a new account, or not a new account, but a new name, log in under a new name. and I'd be happy to reshare that code with you one more time.
I like what you're doing here, Tyler. It's looking really nice.
Again,
Looking
the
super
problem
weird.
is that you're clicking on the numbers.
Say again?
Do you want to make those numbers bigger?
Oh, I thought he was browsing. All right.
I hear you working, Xander. You're messing with all those numbers, which is pretty cool. Whenever anybody has some code that they want us to try and download on here, just wave your hand in front of your screen, and we'll pick your code. We'll put it on there. While y'all are working, let me check in with Nicole. So, Nicole, you're with the Lake County Regional Office of Education, yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you guys have some things coming up in the fall that you're kind of working on for educators, right? Do you want to share just a little bit about what y'all are thinking about for the fall?
Sure, absolutely. Obviously, we're all working through our professional development for the 2020-2021 school year, but we're excited that we'll be able to offer some free coding classes probably come the springtime. We're going to use some of the robots from BirdBrain. We're going to use their hummingbird robots for some of our sessions. So we're really excited about that, and we'll have more information to come. We do provide a whole bunch of professional development. Some we have free webinars for, so anybody from around the United States can join us. We have workshops, again, anybody around the world can join. We're moving virtually and trying to do some in-person stuff as our state sees fit. So we've got a variety of options that will be coming out here soon, but we've got a whole bunch scheduled for July and August. So you can definitely check it out at our website that I can put in the chat, or I'm not sure, Kelsey, do you have that on a cardboard?
I do have a little cardboard here so that people can find you. You can tell that we used this box previously for moving. Our cardboard, we recycle, that's what we do. But yeah, if you just search for the Lake County ROE, if you are an Illinois educator, especially if you're in their jurisdiction, that's not the right word, but like in their service area is probably the right way to say that. If you're in their service area, they've got all kinds of cool stuff coming up for teachers, really meeting the moment of what teachers need right now. So we just encourage you to check them out online and see what other classes they're offering. You said you were going to do some stuff with microbit coming up, right?
So that'll all get put together for our spring sessions. But yeah, we're really excited to bring in the hummingbird robots.
Very cool. Oh, nice. And there's you guys are on Twitter. Is that your Twitter handle I'll put on here?
Yeah, so it's at Lake County ES, so for the Educational Services Division, and we provide all professional development there. And then our website is lake.k12.il.us, so you can visit us there and find any of our workshops, virtual or in person, there as well.
Nice. So definitely check out Lake County ROE if you are looking for some great professional development. A question that I bet that we will get is, can educators who are not in the Lake County ROE service area, can they still take classes and stuff from you guys?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got online options, we've got webinar options, so anybody can join us. That's absolutely fine. We encourage it, we're excited about it. You can obviously reach us through our website or send us some emails through there as well. Or you can reach out on Twitter, and we'd be happy to discuss anything there with you as also.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I think I actually just saw somebody raise their hand who has some code that they want us to try and put on this robot here. VJ, do you have some? Make sure to unmute.
I have a question.
Oh, sure. What's your question?
So for show icon, that's what it has on the little pixels on the body, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So when if it's going to show an icon, what that means is it's going to show something on the microbit here. But I will tell you that that won't be super useful for this project because the hummingbird is like hiding out behind here. You won't really be able to see whatever you put on the screen here. It's going to be behind the project. So
I was thinking on the characters' chests.
So those are actually separate microbits. Can you see how they're on there? I just taped them on the back of the characters, and then they each have their own little battery pack there.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question, though. All right, let me check in We'll go to gallery view so I can see everybody. Wave your hand if you've got some code you want. Xander has some code. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna put Xander's code on this here robot. So let me plug it in. Here we go. Got an extra long USB cord to make things like this possible. And Xander, let me talk to you while we do that. Do you think this code that you put on, the acting that you're gonna have these robots do you think that's going to be more like emotional or adventure, full of action, or silly? Which music do you think will fit?
Crazy.
Crazy. All right, we have some crazy music, and we will read those lines over some crazy music. They're about to start fighting, so that seems pretty silly to me. Why would people even fight? So it seems pretty crazy. Oh,
Okay, looks like it's running.
I hear something. Did you hear that, Xander? Yeah? All right. So here we go. We're going to play some crazy music. 3, 2, 1. Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love, and so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied. Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission, all your staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
I am for you. Here's Tybalt, and then we shake it. Oh no!
They don't
Did it-
fight.
They didn't fight. What do you think, Xander? Did it work like you thought it would? When I was pushing the different buttons? Here's A. I saw it move a little bit. Here's B. And here's AB with Mercutio.
I think we learned that it doesn't go through the whole range when you choose 0 and 180.
Interesting. Let's take a look at the code that you shared, that we used on it, and then let's see maybe why they weren't moving, because I bet we can fix it. All right. Yep. Check it out. So you wanted it to go from 0 to 180 and then end up at 90, but you removed some blocks, those pause blocks. Do you have any idea what those pause blocks do?
No.
Well, what they do is they tell the motor how long to stay at that angle. So when you take them out, it's trying to go 0 to 180, 0 to 180, and it's trying to do it without waiting. So it's basically trying to be in two places at once, and what it ends up doing is not moving at all. So on your code there, Xander, what I want you to do this time is put back in some pause blocks. You're going to need those blue pause blocks from the basic folder. They're in here. Put those back in there. And you could do as little as 100 or as much as like 5 seconds, right? You got to type some numbers in there because otherwise you just won't see the motors move. We learned something today. There we go. All right, well, let me go to gallery view. Who else has some code that they want to try out on this here robot? Do you have some, VJ? All right, VJ. We will get yours to share. We'll share your code with us. All right, go for it, Matt, and we'll download it on there. So, VJ, what do you think this code is going to do? Do you think it's going to, what's it going to look like?
It's going to look like what you did originally, but it will look more more exciting, I'd say, or more like more movement.
So what kind of music do you think would be appropriate? Silly music like we just heard, like some like action adventure music like Indiana Jones?
No, I made the melody.
Oh, you made some music to go with it.
Yeah.
Perfect. We don't even need funky sound cues. VJ's got it handled. So you, can you describe, if you were like the director of this show, sitting in your director's chair with your like director's hat, I don't know what that looks like, but you can decide. How would you describe the actions that they're gonna do? Like, how would you?
It's like what Xander did, where it was really extreme, but not quite so extreme.
Okay. So
then I also made it so that the rotation for the battle, it's I took off the fourth one and I only used the second one, so they're moving independently as if
Ooh,
they were actually fighting.
that sounds awesome. Let's see. All right, so here we go. I'm going to come over to this one, and yours is going to play music. So we'll pull up our script here so that we can see it, and we'll read out the lines that go with it. We'll start with Tybalt here. All right, Tybalt. 3, 2, 1. Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
And here's Mercutio.
Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission. All this staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And Tybalt says, I am for you. And then they fight. I'll make them fight again. Ooh. And can you guys see what the icon is back here? Or do you want to tell them, VJ? What is this icon?
It's a skull.
It's a skull. How appropriate. That actually fits for like a couple Shakespeare plays. So what do you think, VJ? Did it work like you thought it would? Did anything go differently from how you thought it would?
Yeah, the music, I didn't realize it would make it slow down. I thought it would go at the same time as it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a
so-
tough. When you shook it, you thought that the music would play while the people were moving.
Yeah.
But instead it went one at a time. So let's look at that code really quick. Let's check it out. Okay. So here's that on shake. So here's the melody, and motor 3 and 4 are doing some movements. And so you thought that it would do this and then kind of do these things at the same time. That's a good thought. Any ideas for how you could make the music play at the same time? Does anybody have any ideas? That's kind of a hard one to figure out because of the way the music blocks work in microbit. Does anybody have any ideas for VJ, or do you have any ideas, VJ?
Not really.
See if you can kind of mess with some of those. See if you want to change anything there. I think we have time to download one other person's code. If anybody else's wants to, you can tell us in the chat. If you have your video off, that's fine. You can say mine's ready. Looks like Lisa's might be ready. Or anybody else want to wave your hand and tell us that you're ready for your code to be downloaded on it? Looks like Nick is. So Lisa and Sandra said hers is ready too. Why don't we do Sandra's?
Yeah, let the kids go. Let the kids go on before me.
Cool. So Sandra, we'll download your code and put it onto our robot here. Can you guys see what this motor is doing, by the way? It's being very...
And Sandra, can you let us know in chat what you're logged into Microbit Classroom as, the name?
Yeah, what's your Microbit Classroom name?
It should be under Watts.
Okay. We'll find... Oh, there she is at the bottom there. So do you want to tell us what your code is going to look like, what it's going to do, Sandra?
I have no clue. All I know is that I changed the motor speeds, and I added some music at the bottom. But I think I'm going to have the same problem that VJ had about when the music plays.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out. I'll come back to, I'll let Matt finish downloading here, and then I'll come back to speaker view so everybody can see it. And so you put some music in yours as well. So do you want us to use any music cues, action music, emotional music, silly music, or do you want to hear what your music sounds like?
Just to see what mine sounds like.
I like that. Okay. So here we go. We downloaded it. We've got it. Can we get our script back up? Here we go. We'll start with Tybalt's line. 3, 2, 1. Romeo. Woo! Wait, come back. We made it so it's disassemblable, and we did a too good a job. Okay, let's try again. Ready? Here we go. Tybalt, chill, dude. All right, here we go. Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason for my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied. Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission. A staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And Tybalt says, I am for you. And then they fight. Ooh. Oh, that was awesome, Zandra. That music especially sounded great. Did it work like you thought it would?
I think Tybalt was a little bit more angry than I thought he was supposed to be, but yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm noticing something that whenever we hit A and B on this one, it was working okay earlier, but nobody's code for Mercutio has been like working very well. So I'm going to try, if we were going to troubleshoot this a little bit more, I would try just switching out the microbit to see if another microbit maybe had some buttons that would work a little bit better. So I'm going to try that for the next time we download it. So, so Tybalt moved a little more than you thought he would.
Yeah, he was a little bit more angrier than he was supposed to be.
Yeah, well, you know, that fits for Tybalt, though. Like, as a character, he's a pretty fiery guy. He likes to fight. He's sort of a little, you know, pew-pew, fighty. So that fits for him. I thought it was good. Okay, so I think we do have time to put one more. Well, we have another game to play. Do you think it's time to switch over to our different game, Matt?
Yeah, now might be a good time.
Okay, cool. So, to further us in this story, Act 3, Scene 1. Yes, Act 3, Scene 1. Act 1, Scene 3? No, Act 3, Scene 1. Got it. So this is the setup to the fight. And then Mercutio and Tybalt here, they have a big old fight. They have a sword fight. And does anybody know who wins? Or let's vote. Let's vote, hold up a number 1 if you think Tybalt wins the fight. Hold up a number 2 if you think Mercutio wins the fight. 2 for Mercutio, 1 for Tybalt. Hold up a number. Who do you think wins? Getting some votes for Mercutio, votes for Mercutio. All right, so we're going to find out what happens in this fight. So we're going to go over to our studio here, over here. And this is actually a game that y'all are going to get to play. So we are going to give you, especially if you are on a laptop, this only works if you're on a laptop. Doesn't matter if it's a Mac or a Windows, but it doesn't work on Chromebooks or iPads. But we're going to give a couple people a chance to play this game. And the way the game works is that you, with your keyboard, are going to get to control, in real time, this sword. Now, this is Mercutio's sword. And you're going to get to fight Tybalt. All right? And we're going to see who wins. We're going to see how this works out. Those little faces on the side, those are Romeo. Because the thing that happens in this fight is Mercutio and Tybalt are going at it, and Romeo's like, guys, no, don't fight. So he keeps trying to, like, get in between them, right? He's like, no, don't fight, which is an honorable thing. You should, like, get your friends to not fight. But he keeps getting in the way, and it's, like, really hard to have the fight when Romeo keeps getting in the way. So, you guys, the goal of this game is to fight Tybalt and not hit Romeo. And if you hit Romeo, here's what happens. You only get 3 times of hitting Romeo before you're out, before the game is over. All right? So let's go to gallery view. Who wants to have a chance and to have a try and play this game? I want to especially call on somebody who hasn't tried, who hasn't gotten their code on yet. Anybody who hasn't gotten their code on yet who wants to give it a try? Hey, I see you. Katarina. Hey, Katarina. Are you on a laptop? Can you unmute? Are you on a laptop, Katarina?
We're on a Mac.
Perfect. All right. So Matt the robot is going to give you control of his screen. And when he does, there's Matt's screen there. just click your screen to accept control of his screen, and then when you move your mouse around, we'll know you have control.
So go ahead and click that screen. There it is.
All
So
right.
now you don't need to use the mouse anymore. You could just use the right arrow, the left arrow, the up arrow, and the down arrow.
Exactly.
Or,
So
I'm sorry. Yep.
Katarina is doing this, left, right, up, and down. So there's Tybalt. That's who you're going to fight. But the game doesn't start. Go away, Tybalt, because the game doesn't start until you say Mercutio's line. And his line is, "Come, sir, your pasado," which is like a fighting move. So you got to say that, and then Tybalt will come out and you can fight him.
But I don't understand what to do.
Oh, you're just moving that sword back and forth, and you're trying to hit Tybalt. So you're going to try, he's going to get close, and you're going to try and hit him with your sword. You're going to have a sword fight. Does that make sense, Katarina?
I don't see, like...
Oh, do you see our screen okay? You might need to, like, readjust on Zoom how you can see. Can you see us? Can you see Tybalt moving around in front of the screen?
Yeah.
There you go. So now use your arrow keys. Like right arrow, left arrow. Oh, you might have to click your Zoom screen again. We might have to reshare screens real quick. That happens. You're not the first person that's happened to. Oh, there we go. You got it back. You got it. Okay. So you've got control. Do you see it moving now?
Left arrow, right arrow, and up arrow.
Okay, wait.
It's better if you...
Okay, wait.
I see sometimes it's working, and I hear sometimes the boop of death. Boop, 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 boop. When you hit your arrow keys, does that move the sword okay?
It used to, but not
It was.
Let me take a look again.
Okay. I'm going to keep it on that screen there, because sometimes just Matt, like, stopping sharing his screen, and... Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
It's
you
working.
still have it.
But I have to...
Okay, Kata, look at this.
There you go.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No.
Left arrow, right arrow,
There you
and up
go.
arrow. Those are the only 3 buttons you need.
All right. So when you're ready to play, say, "Come, sir, your pasado."
Okay. Come, sir, your pasado.
All right. There you go. Try to hit Tybalt. Ooh, that was a good hit. You got in there, but make sure that you don't hit Romeo. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't hit me. Please, please, friends, don't fight. I'm Romeo. Good job waiting. That was nice. All right, here comes Tybalt. Fight him out. Oh, no, you hit Romeo. That's okay. You can hit him twice more before it's real bad. Don't hit me. Please, friends, don't fight. Don't fight.
Wait, so how many times do I have to hit the Tybalt guy?
You gotta hit Tybalt as many times as you can. Keep going. He's still fighting until... Oh, no, you hit Romeo again. Oh, no. He keeps getting in the way. I'll tell you, Katarina, this is a game that you're designed to lose. Get out of the way. Oh, no, you hit him again. Oh, no. Katarina, you just learned the worst part about being in a play. You don't get to decide what happens. The things just happen in the play. But Matt will stop sharing his screen. And everybody, let's give Katarina a round of applause. Very nice playing, Katarina. You figured that out great. But that's what happens in the play, is he keeps trying to hit Tybalt, and Romeo keeps getting in the way. Let's have, I think we have time for one more person to play our game. Who else wants to play? How about, do you want to try, let's go, Evelette. Let's have you have a turn. And if anybody wants to stay on after the end of our class, you can, and we can give a couple more people a chance. All right, Evelette, do you want to unmute yourself? Oops. All right, so Evelette, Matt just gave you control of his screen.
So go ahead and click the screen anywhere you want, Evelette.
Just click with your mouse, and then you'll have control.
There you go.
All right, so now try using your left and right and up arrow keys on your keyboard, and that'll control the sword. There you go. Nice job.
I cannot see it at all.
You might need to readjust, like, because when there's a screen share happening, you may need to readjust, like, the sizing. You can kind of readjust the size of other people's screens off to the side, so you may need to kind of click around a little bit and readjust that size, and then click on your screen again to get control back of the sword.
Ow! Ow! What are you playing?
It's just a thing.
Daddy, you're trying to get money.
Did you figure it out, Evelette?
Nope.
Nope. Can you see us at all? Can you see us anywhere?
I can see.
See the little cardboard dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's what you're going to control. So now if you hit your left and right and up arrow keys, does that control the sword still?
I don't see the sword.
You don't see it moving? So just click it, use your mouse to click on your screen where the code is, and that should give you control back. There you go. Did you see it move?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay. All right, are you ready? When you're ready, say, "Come, sir, your pasado," and then Tybalt will be ready to fight.
Come soy your pasado.
Very nice.
Ha
Do your best to try and hit him. Use those arrow keys. Oh no, Romeo, get out of the way! There you go. Good swipe. Keep going for him. Oh no! Good job. Don't hit Romeo. He's very dumb. Whoa! Hey! What you don't know, what you're finding out. Oh no! Oh no, you hit Romeo! He jumped on your sword. He's a very dumb boy.
He jumped on top of the sword.
He did. He's a very dumb actor. Well, he's a good actor, but he's a very dumb character right now. Tybalt, though, is a very good.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can click on those too. There you go. Oh, you hit Tybalt. Nice job. Nice job. Keep going for him. He's close now. I bet you can get him. Oh no! Keep swiping that sword. Oh no! You got Romeo one more time. Romeo, get out of the way, man. All right, here's Tybalt. Get him, get him, get him. But not him. But yeah, him. Oh no! We got Romeo one more time. Oh no! What a silly character Romeo is. But Evelette, what a wonderful job you did figuring out our game and playing it. We'll stop our screen share here. And everybody, let's give Evelette a round of applause. Everybody. Very nice job. Nice job, Evelette. So you figured out the thing that happens in this fight, right? I'll come back to our view over here. Is that, so Tybalt and Mercutio fight, right? And then Romeo, he keeps getting in between them, and he's like, no, don't fight, you guys. But then, do you know what happens? Underneath Romeo's arm, which is hard to see because these don't have arms, but imagine they do. So underneath his little arm here, Tybalt stabs Mercutio accidentally. They were just kind of playing, really, but he stabs Mercutio under Romeo's arm. And then Tybalt, realizing what he's done, he gets up, kind of, oh no, I'm tangled. Tybalt runs away. He's like, oh shoot, I just stabbed that dude. And then he runs away. And so then these two figure it out. And Mercutio tells Romeo, he's like, dude, why did you come between us? I was stabbed under your arm, bro. And Romeo's like, wait, what? It can't be that bad. And he's like, no, dude, it's really bad. I'm dying. And he goes, this famous line, he goes, a plague on both your houses. As in, like, curse you and curse that guy. I'm mad at everybody. And then, you know what happens to Mercutio? He dies. He is a dead Mercutio. And Romeo is so mad about it, he's like, oh, Tybalt, I'm going to kill you. And so he runs off, and he goes to find Tybalt. And Mercutio, I guess, is just still dead, right? So that's what happens in that scene of Romeo and Juliet. And now, this is a terrible conflict, right? Because Romeo is about to go kill this dude who's technically his wife's cousin. And like, oh, it's so messy. And if you want to know what happens, you got to read Romeo and Juliet to see how it turns out. Evelette gave us a hint it's not great. Doesn't turn out great for anybody. But you got to read the play if you want to figure out what happens next. So we have just a couple minutes left in our webinar today, and I heard lots of questions coming in from people here on Zoom and people on Facebook wondering, how did we do all of this? Well, that is a great thing to find out tomorrow. So we do 2 webinars every week. The first one is student-focused, where we do lots of coding and building and games and things like that. And then the second one is teacher-focused, where we tell you how we did all of it. The first part, this scene over here, we use something called Microbit Classroom. And the second part, this scene over here, we did using Zoom remote control and Snap as our coding language. So you saw Snap up on the screen earlier. Oh, I'll go back there, yeah. So Snap is what is controlling that sword there, and then we gave students remote control of the computer that's running Snap, and so that's how they did that. But we'll get way more in depth with how we did these things and also how you can do stuff like this in your classroom in tomorrow's webinar. So let me give you some information of how to find these things. So to sign up for tomorrow's webinar or any of our following webinars, they're all free to join. You can register on our Robotics at Home page. So we're trying to support teachers and families to do creative robotics and coding while learning from home. And you can find all of our live classes here. You can also find a way to purchase a hummingbird to have at home so that you could make a very cool project like this. And there's also free courses on there to teach you how to use your hummingbird, whether you're a teacher or a student or a parent. So if you have a hummingbird at home, there's some great courses to learn to use your hummingbird with a laptop, Chromebook, computer, or a tablet or a smartphone. Works with all of those things as well. If you have any questions about anything, you can always feel free to email us, info@birdbraintechnologies.com. Questions about, hey, I want to do a summer camp and I need some help kind of figuring out logistics, or I love this, we have this in our school, but my teachers don't know how to use it. It's sitting in a closet somewhere. How can I get some professional development to do that? Well, hey, I'm the professional development coordinator. You can talk to me about it. It'll be great. But we would also just love it if you could get inspired by some things that you find on our social media. So if you haven't, you should follow us at BirdBrain Tech on Twitter and Instagram, and then we're BirdBrain Technologies on Facebook. Follow us there to hear about all of our upcoming webinars, giveaways, classes, new resources that come out on our website, and tag us in all of your posts so that we can retweet or repost or share the work that you're doing as well. It's a great place to get inspired by the work of other educators. So let me check in with everybody here on Zoom. How was this for you guys? Was it like a big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up? Was it like pretty fun, pretty cool? All right, cool. I'm glad everybody had a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Nicole for joining us from the Illinois Lake County ROE. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you sign up for your free credit hour. Again, this is just for Illinois educators, but you can sign up and get some free professional development hours for watching this webinar today or the one tomorrow. Hey, you could, I think, is it right, Nicole, that if they watch or participate in both, they can get 2 credit hours?
Yes, absolutely. So 1 for today and 1 for tomorrow.
That's awesome. That goes a long way towards keeping your certifications and doing all those things. So Illinois educators, take advantage of that resource. So from all of us at BirdBrain, thank you so much for joining us. If you're on Zoom, feel free to hang out for a couple extra minutes, especially if you wanted to play the game and didn't get to. But to those on Facebook, see you next time. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We can't wait to see what you make on social media. On Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, you can tag @BirdBrainTech or #HummingbirdKit, or you can even tag me. If you have any questions, be sure to email us, info@birdbraintechnologies.com. We can answer questions about purchasing, about learning, about teaching, and about professional development. If you haven't been there yet, be sure to visit our Robotics at Home page. There you can purchase a kit for yourself, learn how to use it, and even join one of our upcoming webinars. Until we see you in class, thanks for watching from everyone at BirdBrain Technologies.